This video is going to be a full step-by-step guide to finding and tracking Memecoin Insyder wallets and using them to buy those 100x meme coins before everyone else. Now, when I say insiders, I'm basically talking about those wallets that somehow always manage to buy up different meme coins right before a pump occurs, signifying that they probably know something that everyone else doesn't. I'm going to show you how to look for these types of insider wallets, how to track them, and how to properly vet what they're buying to avoid the losers and catch the winners so that you can secure yourself those 10 to 50x or even 100x gains. Now, before I go ahead and start with the tutorial, I want to just quickly show you a perfect example of a case that happened recently that you could have taken advantage of if only you had used this exact method to look for meme coins, right? So what you're looking at here is MOG on Solana. So what happened here was that a popular influencer on Twitter, who a lot of you probably know by the name of Ansem, he bought this coin right here at around this price level right here, at roughly $100,000 to $200,000 market cap. What happened next? Basically, the coin consolidated and then it went absolutely ballistic and hit $6 million market cap. If you were tracking Ansem's wallet, you would have seen his buy right here. And even if you waited a little bit until it peaked out and waited for a dip, you would have still been able to catch a 10x at the very minimum. For example, if you bought right here, it would have been a 14x, not even to the top, even if you sold a bit earlier. The reason I used an influencer wallet as an example is because this method that I'm about to show you involves tracking both influencer wallets and also non-influencer wallets. And when I say non-influencer wallets, I just mean those types of insider wallets for which we do not know who the owner is. That's it. So right now I'm going to show you the two main ways that I use to look for these types of insider wallets. And the first one actually will be pretty easy to do. However, the second one will be a bit harder, and I would say a lot more rewarding. Now, before we dive into the details about each of these methods, we gotta quickly talk about where to look for these types of insider wallets. And trust me when I say this, it isn't going to be on every meme coin that has pumped recently that you can find on Dex Screener. Actually, I would say finding the correct meme coin to investigate is one of the most important parts of this whole process. So here's how you find the correct meme coins to investigate for these types of insider wallets. First, you're going to go to Dex Screener. You're just going to select Solana because technically you could do the same for any other chain, but personally I do this on Solana only. So we're just going to select Solana. You're going to open up the ones with larger market caps, preferably above $1 million, one by one, and see which ones look like they bottomed out somewhere or died and then went ballistic, right? The best case is if you can find a token that's been dead already for a long time and just revived out of nowhere and pumped, like within a day to like 20 to 50x or something like that. That's usually pure cabal activity. Another option is you can find newer launches, but you'll have to look only at those that didn't go straight up from the moment they launched. Like this one here. You can see it pretty much launched. It went already 20x to this point, right? It had a dip, but it was very short-lived dip. You would have only been able to buy this dip if you were looking at the chart for like 20 minutes. It was already done for, and then it went up and hit a new all-time high of $2.7 million, right? Think about it. If a token went up only like this, ever since the launch, right? Literally everyone that was looking at the chart who bought would have ended up in profit, right? Including snipers that snipe literally every launch. All it would have taken for someone to make that buy while it's going up, for example, right here, right, would have been a moon or dust mindset, which most people actually have in crypto. If something is moving, people in crypto are more inclined to chase that pump because if it's moving, well, it can always move higher, especially if it's at a low market cap, like 600K, and it has a lot of volume and a lot of sort of people talking about the token. However, what happens when a token is completely dead? There's no one looking at it, no one trading it. If someone looks at the token right here, imagine at this point when it's completely dead, right? Right here. If someone looks at the token right here, do you think their immediate thought would be to buy it or to ape it, right? Of course not. If you're going to be looking at charts that had bottoms where the token looked completely dead and where no one in their sane mind would have thought to buy in, you have a lot less wallets to filter through, and you'll probably find those cabal and insider wallets a lot faster and a lot easier because first of all, there's less people buying, right? There's less transactions to be investigated, and very high likelihood that the first buyers here who moved it this amount right here were number one, cabal people who started pushing it before, starting to push it on social media, or just traders who are amazing at spotting narratives early. In either scenario, we want to be following those types of people. Yes, this exact token, for example, it pumped because of a meta, not because of the cabal in this case, right? But still, the idea is the same. There was someone who paid enough attention right here to notice the GME meta right when it started and buy a spin-off token early, even though the token was completely dead. And when I mean dead, it was completely nuked. I mean, you can see right here, it was just sitting at $40,000 market cap for months, right? For a long time. It was just sitting at the same price level, no action. So now that you know what type of charts to look for, we can start searching for wallets to copy. So right now I'm going to talk about the first method, and then I'm going to show you the second method. For the first method, you're going to be using Dex Screener. You're just going to open up Dex Screener, open up the coin you want to investigate, right? Then go to this section right here on the bottom and click on Top Traders, right? A lot of people are talking about this method, so I'm just going to quickly run through it. It's pretty simple, right? You can see here, these are all of the top traders who have bought. Preferably, we would like to see and find someone from right here who have bought in these two locations right here, because let's have a look what's going on right here. You can see the coin, first of all, right here, it launched, it dumped basically to $20,000 market cap and stayed still for like 40 minutes. And most people wouldn't have bought this at this point. Someone started bidding this coin right here real hard. It would be interesting to see who did it, right? Also here, it started dumping. That's what it looked like. For example, if you bought it here, you would have seen a loss of about 78%. Looks like a dump. It's already at 60K market cap at this point. If you can't see the future, which quite frankly, most of us can't, you would have thought that, it's probably going to go down. It's probably just dumping and it's going to go to zero. So those people who were buying here, these are the people of interest for us. So how do you properly sort of investigate all of these wallets? Well, there's a few key things we got to be looking at right here. Most of these guys actually won't be these types of insider wallets that we're looking for. If we take a look at a random top trader, for example, this guy, he invested 1.4K, he got out with 16K, right? Where did he buy? He bought a lot later at 700K. And he sold it at 8 million, which is still, of course, it's an amazing trade. And I would even go as far as to say that potentially this could be someone to look at, because depending on how you look at it, this is still early. If you know that this thing's going to go to 10 million, he basically top blasted this thing. If he's able to do this consistently and still catch a 10x, I mean, that is something to be definitely looked at. This is not precisely what I'm trying to find here. I'm trying to find these guys that are buying extremely early with high conviction. These are the types of people who usually aren't going to be gambling on the peaks here. They have a conviction on the lows. These are the guys that usually are a part of a cabal, right? So let me just show you a few traders that personally I would skip, and also the sort of criteria that I would look at to determine whether or not I want to take a further look at any of these guys. First things first, what you're going to be doing is you're going to just click on this button right here on the TXNs. This is going to filter the exact buys and exact sells of this person right here. So once you click this button, it's going to show you where he bought, where he sold. This one also, a bit of a late buyer, but in the grand scheme of things, this guy was early still, right? Let's look at the next guy, right? This guy had how many transactions? He had a lot of transactions. This is someone we do not want to be following. What about the third person? It looks like he made a 15x or something like that. He did one buy, which was relatively early. He sold the top. Decent, very decent. I would probably consider looking at this guy as well, see if he can do it on multiple different launches. So basically what we're looking for here are the types of traders that don't have a lot of transactions, that have those few buys, that are in good positions early, and we don't really care when they sold. We're not going to be copy trading them with some sort of a software. We're just going to use them as a signal for us check if a coin is worth buying in at, right? If you look at the bought and the sold section right here, you can see the TXNs, how many transactions this person has. And I can tell you already, someone who has 465 buys, 465 sells is definitely someone we don't want to be looking at. We want to be looking at those guys that have 1 to 2 buys. You can see this person, 20 buys, 7 sells, probably not someone we want to look at. 25 buys, 24 sells, also same case here. You get the idea, right? Now, I've already filtered through the top 20 traders here, and honestly, only a few caught my eye right here. One of the traders that caught my attention right here is this one. Look at where this guy was buying. So the first 2 buys here, this guy was trying to buy up the dip on this coin. The dip kept dipping, but it's okay. The maximum loss that he saw on these buys was like 46%. And that's when the coin has basically just started pumping, so it's extremely volatile. So it's okay, right? He's still very early. And then he didn't sell it. He kept buying as it started going out of the dip right here, meaning that he had a lot of conviction that this thing is going to move up. He bought only 1.5 Solana, right? Look at the bottom right here. How many sells he has? That's a lot of sells, each for like 4 to 5 to even 6 Solana. So he bought in for $255 and he sold a total of $14,000. This guy basically has bought the exact bottom of the first wave, almost, right? And sold almost the exact top. Very, very close to it. Is he an insider? Maybe. At the very minimum, I think this is someone definitely worth investigating further. Also, small side note for some of you who haven't used Deck Screener that much. Some of the guys right here, they don't have a buy. It shows basically that they didn't buy anything but somehow sold $20,000. So there's a few scenarios how this can occur. Number one, the developer sent them the tokens, which is why it doesn't show up as the tokens that they bought. Number two, it might be some sort of a market making bot, right? Who has been buying tokens from a different wallet and sending them to this wallet to sell. Number three, it can just be a regular trader who has, sent their tokens to different wallets. And this is one of the wallets to which he sent it to, right? And number four, it was a pump fund launch, which means basically that this person bought it at pump fund, so it doesn't show up as a bot on Raydium. If you want to avoid unnecessarily filtering through a bunch of developer wallets and people who bought on pump.fun, you can just avoid investigating these wallets that don't have a buy right here. It completely depends on you and how much digging you want to do. Now, let's say you've gone through 10 different tokens and you noted down 5 different wallets to investigate. This is how you will be vetting each of them to determine whether or not the wallet is worth monitoring and adding to your wallet tracker. So, what you're going to be doing for each of the wallets is you're going to open them up. For this example, we're going to use this wallet that we found interesting here. If you have already filtered the wallet, you can simply click on any TXN and open SolScan. If you are still looking at the top traders section, you can also click on EXP section right here. It's going to open their wallet on SolScan. I'm just going to do it from here. It's going to open up SolScan like this. And we're going to be looking at the signer. Signer is the person who owns the wallet right here. We're just going to click that. We're going to be taken to their wallet right here. To determine what's going on here, we need to be looking at the balance changes on their wallet. This is the section which is going to represent their buys and their sells. And you can see what's going on here by pressing on the I button right here. So you can see 10 hours ago, he received some more SHIB on Solana, and he transferred it away. So it looks like this person is connected with another wallet probably. But anyways, these are all of his sells. He's just been selling and selling and selling because he got that good entry, right? He got those good few entries, 3 0.5 Solana buys, same as we saw on Deck Screener, right? We see a few more new SHIB on Solana transfers into this wallet. You can see transfer from this wallet to this wallet right here, and this one as well. So this guy probably bought this token from several different wallets, which is fine. You're going to also see probably something like this. These are just NFT transfers, right? It looks like he bought some NFTs. We don't need that. We don't care about that. We only care about their trades. And I can tell you right away, this is a wallet we're not going to be tracking because it's pretty much inactive. They had one great trade on SHIB 1 day ago. The next trade they had before this one was 8 days ago, and then 13 days ago. We don't care about these types of guys. We want to see guys that are trading daily, that are on their top game. Another type of wallet you're going to be avoiding is if you open up their balance changes and you see that they have only a few transactions, right? They only have a buy on this token and then a sell on this token. Made a lot of money, but there's no other history. We're going to avoid wallets like that as well. For this example, I'm just going to open up another wallet. I'm going to show you a few more things to be looking at. We're going to look at this trader right here, who also bought relatively early and made off with $23,000 from a $1.6 thousand investment. We're going to open up their SolScan. Once again, click on Signer, and let's see their balance changes. What are they buying? Whenever I'm checking these sort of wallets, I usually like to use another tool in combination with SolScan while I'm checking SolScan, so that there's something in the background checking some more information. Now, for this, I use Selfie Guru. It basically shows the profitability of a wallet. I'm going to leave a link to this Telegram bot in my description. All you're going to do is you're going to copy their wallet right here. You're going to type /check, and then you're going to paste their wallet address right here. You're going to have to wait a few minutes until it's going to count the wallet data. In the meantime, we can just have a look at their SolScan. The Selfie Guru bot is definitely not necessary, but it does help you get a better picture of how good of a wallet it is that you're looking at, right? So this one right here does seem to be a bit more active than the previous one, right? But it looks like it's only recently started being active. This is his buy for 10 Solana right here. He also bought some more different tokens. He bought the Caitlyn Jenner token as well a day before. How much did he buy it for? If you press on this button, you can see he bought it for 6 Solana here, and then he bought it for another 5.6 Solana here. So he spent about 10 Solana right there on the Caitlyn Jenner token, and right here, he sold it for 12 Solana. So how do you check how early they bought this Caitlyn Jenner token? You'll have to click on this button again, and you can see here there's an option to copy the Jenner contract address right here. You're just going to press on this button, copy the contract address, right? You're going to go back to Dex Screener, paste it in the search bar. Now this is the Jenner chart right here. You're going to go back to SolScan. You're going to copy their wallet address on the top right here and go back to Dex Screener. You're going to press on this button on the bottom right here, which says Maker. You're going to paste their wallet address here. This is going to filter transactions by their wallet, and you're going to be able to see when they bought it, when they sold it. So this buy was by no means an early buy. This person right here, they bought it at the very top right here. So this isn't a great buy, but they still ended up being in profit because this token pushed higher. So this is how you do it. You go through each of their previous buys and you check. You cross-reference what they bought, and you cross-reference it with the Dex Screener to see where exactly they made those buys. How early were they? And if you see that a wallet has done a few early buys and some late buys and then some other random trades that didn't really make sense, and also if you check on Selfie Guru, the Telegram bot right here, and you can see that, you know, this wallet isn't actually very profitable, then this is probably a wallet that you would want to be actually avoiding. This one on Selfie Guru, it does show up as profitable. Profit for the past 30 days is supposedly 100 Solana. But once again, this one just looks like they got lucky with that one trade, right? Let's have one last look at another trade that they had with Doge. So we're just going to go ahead and straight up, we're going to copy the Doge contract address, go on Dex Screener, and we're going to filter their transactions specifically, see where they bought. So for this token right here, it looks like this guy might actually be copying some sort of another trader who was maybe buying earlier, because his buy is here. He technically could have sold already for 100% if he waited just a few minutes, but he held it. So this is a decent buy actually if you think about it. This is not a bad buy, but I do not like the fact that he top blasted the Jenner token so much, right? Maybe he is following another wallet who is buying earlier. This wallet could be a good example of looking at this time frame to see who bought, to potentially find the wallet that this guy might be copying. Who bought here is definitely very interesting because the token was completely dead, as I explained earlier, and then suddenly from 30k market cap just goes up and hits 2.5 million. So you get the idea of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to find wallets that are buying up stuff early consistently. It doesn't have to be every single buy, but it definitely does have to be most of them. And you have to remember also that a lot of these wallets that you'll be checking, they're probably someone's personal wallet, which means that they aren't probably overly analyzing what they're doing with it. There's still a chance that they might buy some random meme coin that dumps 99% just because they decided to gamble one night, right? That's why you need 20 or even 30 wallets preferably in your tracking list, so that when you start getting those notifications of several of your tracked wallets making buys of the same token, then you know that it might be time to open up DEX Screener and start looking at the token that they're buying and think about whether or not it's a good idea to also buy in, right? The wallets that look good and have a solid buying history, you're going to just add them to your wallet tracker and you're going to get notifications. I'm going to show you which tracker I use and how to set it up after I explain the second method, alright? So that's pretty much it for the first method. So the second method will be using Bird Eye, and before you start digging, you're going to need to find a few recent coins that have done a good pump, same way you would doing the first method, right? Once you have a few coins like that, you can start. I'm just going to use this coin right here as the example. This is one of those tokens that was pretty much dead for a long time, and then suddenly it revived out of nowhere. I mean, look right here, dead pretty much for a day, completely no movement, looks like it's rugged and abandoned, and then it starts moving and hits $16 million market cap. We're just gonna open up Bird Eye. The website link is birdeye.so, by the way. You're just going to copy the contract address, paste it here. What you're gonna be looking at right now is you're going to look at the chart and you're going to think, what is the point in the chart where most people would not have bought this token? We are essentially trying to pinpoint the exact point of the chart where there is the highest likelihood of some sort of insider activity, right? If we can find a time frame in the chart like that, we can investigate on-chain who bought at those times. And that's how we find those insiders, right? Bird Eye offers the possibility to filter all of the transactions by the exact time. So this is perfect. If we find some sort of a sketchy area, we can just type out that exact time that we want and we can investigate who are those wallets that bought, right? If it's a chart like this, it's pretty obvious that it would be this point. All of these buys right here, the initial buys that started moving the chart up before the huge pump, these are the ones we're interested in. So who bought here? Let's just mark down this exact time right here, like this. You're gonna go to the tools section, you're gonna select this button. You can select a vertical line just for reference. And for example, let's say we wanna look at starting this time and ending with this time. I'm gonna show you how to look at the transactions that happen specifically within this time frame. First, you're just gonna scroll down to the bottom of the page and you're gonna click on Find Trades. It's gonna open up this thing right here. You're gonna select more filters and you're gonna be able to enter a specific time frame that you wanna be checking. You can just simply select 27th, select 11, 21, and let's just do until, you can select here, until same day, 11:27. That's gonna be the first 7 minutes of the initial move. You're going to click on apply and it's going to show you the transactions that happened within those 7 minutes. So next, once you have your filters set, you're going to be able to see the time frame right here when exactly this transaction happened. The thing about Bird Eye is that you can click on the time button here and it's going to switch. Instead of showing 2 days ago, it's going to switch and show you the exact time. And that's what we want. Unfortunately, if you filter like this, it's going to display the latest transactions first instead of the old ones first. So we're just going to have to scroll back a few pages to the first transactions. And it's only 3 pages because we're sorting 7 minutes here. And you can see this is the first sort of buys here coming in at 11:24. This person bought 15 solana worth of Kermit right here. So what we can do actually is we can just copy this address right here and we can quickly look at the DEX screener to see what happened afterwards. I think you should be using DEX screener in combination with Bird Eye to see if this is a wallet worth investigating, because you can see, yes, he did buy the first buy right here, but what happened later, he sold a bit, but he kept buying it, right? He kept buying for huge amounts. And this looks like some sort of a market making wallet, essentially, that tries to push the token higher. At least that's what it looks like right now. Also, it might just be a trader, who knows, but this person currently has bought 25 grand worth of this token, sold 10k. Technically they're in a loss, but they're currently holding 600,000 worth of this token. 600,000. I mean, we can still look at this wallet, right? We can still evaluate this wallet right here. We can save it and look at it later. How I do this usually is I keep cross-referencing each of these interesting sort of buys that were in that interesting area, and I note them down somewhere. And then once I have like 10, 20, maybe even 30 wallets like that, then I take them and I start investigating them one by one. Let's look at the next one, for example, right here, 2 Solana. Someone bought right after this guy for 2 Solana. Let's filter them on Dex Screener like this. They also bought in early and then they just kept buying. Don't think this is someone we want to be following. We're just going to get spammed by a bunch of buys on tokens that are just moving up, right? Let's look at the next one. This one bought 0.15 Solana. Looks like just some sort of a random sort of trader. We don't want that. Another market making type of wallet, I guess. Let's copy it. Let's see what's up with this one. Bunch of different buys. Once again, absolutely huge unrealized profits right here. Another wallet who basically bought in 15 Solana here. Let's see this one's transactions. Also a bunch of different buys, a bunch of different sells. This is how you do it, right? This is how you do it. You take all of them one by one and you look, right? You look what's going on. Let's see the 15 Solana buy. What's up with this one? Absolutely huge. Unrealized $172,000. Even if these guys are doing a lot of buys, we can still technically investigate them just to see, you know, maybe they're doing this for each token that they're launching. They make an initial buy, which we could technically follow, and then they just keep spam buying it, right? That's still pretty valuable if we can see their initial buy on some sort of a token and copy it, and then it goes to like 10 million. That would be huge, right? Let's just have a look at 2 more, and then I'm going to show you how to check them. And how you check them is pretty much the same, but I'm just going to go over it once again here. This account right here, let's have a look at their balance changes and see what other tokens they might have bought previously, because this is 2 days ago right here. Next token he did was Pepe Ponzi here. Okay, let's have a look at Pepe Ponzi. He bought for 5 Solana, sold for 6, and then another sell for 1.8. Let's have a look at the chart. Let's just copy the contract address of Pepe Ponzi here. Let's paste it in Dex Screener and let's filter his wallet right here. Just paste the address there and let's see what's going on here. So this doesn't look like an extremely early trade by any means. It looks like rather some sort of a scalp trade, which is interesting for such a wallet that is market making other tokens. Not a bad buy though, especially if he had some sort of an insider information about the fact that, you know, this is gonna push a bit higher. Basically he sold the exact top right here with his 6.16 Solana sell. From this moment the coin went up 245%. What else did he do? He had Gorilla, a bunch of buys on Gorilla. Let's not look through them here, let's just look through them on Dex Screener once again. What happened here? So this coin right now is pretty much dead at 45k. Looks like it had a huge pump a few days ago. Let's filter it by market cap right here. It went to 700,000, so that's not that much. So this is interesting. This coin was launched, it died, and once again it was revived basically by someone 4 days ago. Let's see what's happening here. Let's sort by 1 minute chart. Well, this is once again a relatively early buy. There's a bunch of other buys, but we don't really care about those. The first buy was actually really early if you think about it. If you copied his trade within like 30 seconds or even within 1 minute. Let's say you see his buy here and you copy it 1 minute later right here. That would have been an immediate 100% up. With a dip, that would have been a 200% up. If you, for example, if you didn't sell it and waited, it would have been a 260% up. Interesting. This wallet is once again buying early. Let's look at some previous trades. Cosita. Okay. Doesn't look like he sold the coin. Why is he still holding it? Let's have a look. What's going on here? Let's copy the contract address. The same as before. Let's go on Dex Screener and filter his wallet to see what's up. This coin looks dead. Why is he holding it? Did he make a lot of profit from another wallet? Probably. Let's see where he bought it to see what's exactly going on here. So this one looks like we could actually sort it by the 1 second chart because it pumped really aggressively here. 1 second chart is going to give us a better overview for this one because of the huge pump that it had. So he bought it at the top actually on this. If you followed him here, it would have been really bad, right? So for example, this wallet, right? It's an interesting one, but I don't like it for several reasons, right? One is that it's trading very rarely. Second one is that it looks like it's some sort of a market making wallet that somebody's just using to make the price go higher for the token. So it's not guaranteed that they're always going to buy it up early, right? They might actually even be pumping those tokens, at the peaks. So if you follow this wallet, you might actually just end up top blasting. But still, you could technically investigate his other launches, see if this is just a one-time occasion where he bought late with this wallet. We're just going to have a look at another wallet. Let's have a look at the boltpro.sol here. I can already tell you, first things first, I see a lot of transactions here. That's a good sign if each of them are early, but I can tell you this already looks like he's just a regular trader, although a very big balance trader. So while we investigate his soul scan, we're just going to once again have a look at the Zelfie Guru, see how his wallet looks. Is he profitable? And what are the type of time frames that he's buying stuff and selling stuff? For example, Father of Boring here bought for 9.9 Solana, sold for 19 Solana, and then for 17 Solana. So that was a good buy. But he has a bunch of other ones. So, as you can see here, he is profitable for 600 Solana. His ROI is 30% though, so it's not like a huge ROI. His win rate is 44%. So, based off of Selfie Guru's findings, I would definitely go checking each of these, same way as we did before. Just check each of them, see what's going on. Is he buying up early each time? Is he still somehow profitable on each of them, even though he is not buying up early? Even in those cases, if someone is highly profitable, and even if they aren't buying so early, that still can be a great sign of someone to follow, even if they aren't that early. If they still manage to have a high hit rate on these tokens, and if they're able to secure a decent profit almost each time, I think this is still someone that can be followed. I haven't checked this wallet. I'm not following this wallet. If I wanted to find out more about it, I would do the same, right? I would look at each of these transactions, cross-reference them on Dex Screener, and take it from there. So once you have a list of, let's say 10, 20, maybe even 30 wallets that you have verified, you have vetted them, you know that they are consistently profitable, you're going to need to start tracking them. So for this purpose, I'm going to be using the Ray Blue wallet. Let's say that I verified that this wallet is actually very great. You're going to open up the Ray Blue. I'm going to leave the official link as well for this one. You're going to press start. Right? You're just going to press on add, right? And if you have a long list of these, you would have probably something that looks like this. Wallet, then next wallet, then next wallet, then next wallet. You're just going to add a name at the end of each. Have some sort of a name for each of these wallets that you sort of can remember them by. You're just going to copy a text like this, right? You can see there's an example on Ray Blue which shows how to do this. You have to paste these in this format. So once you do, just press enter. So right now this wallet is added to your tracking, and you're going to do a few more things to properly customize this thing, because usually if you go to settings, it's going to display all of the transactions that he's doing, right? Including Solana transfers, including token transfers. We don't want any of these. Quite frankly, we want only swaps, we want only buys, and we want only sells. So we can easily turn off these two. We can go back. We can also actually customize the notifications, right? If there's some sort of information we don't want to see, you can definitely turn it off. I would also turn on the address name right here, because it's going to display the name of your wallet, right? It's going to give you that indication of which wallet it is. So turn this on. You can turn on the address right here as well. Play with these settings, see what works best for you, right? That's it. Now you're going to receive notifications on this bot about what he's buying and what he's selling. Also, you need to be very quick in this game. There's lots of times when you only have 30 seconds or 1 minute to make your buy after you see your Insyder wallets buying something. And if you buy it any later, you could already be late. The fastest way to be trading is definitely using a Telegram bot. I personally use Pepe Boost at the moment. It's really fast and convenient, and you can literally just copy the contract address from your Ray Blue wallet for the token that someone has bought, and you can just paste it here. And with one click, essentially you are in. So in case you aren't familiar with how to use a Telegram trading bot, I have a video where I explain exactly how to use this exact bot, Pepe Boost, right here for Memecoin trading. I'm going to leave it in my description. I want to also quickly talk about an easy profit-taking strategy for you guys that will ensure that you don't round trip huge bags and always take some sort of profits, right? And actually it's really simple. The rule is you make a buy, for example right here. When it goes 100%, you sell 50%. Another example, if the market cap is really low, like sub 100,000 market cap, if you've already sold 50% of your bags, let's say it goes to 200,000 market cap, even higher, right here, you sell another 25% of your remaining bags, right? Yes, if it does end up going that 20x, you're gonna have a lot less money here than you would if you didn't short sell it quickly to take some sort of profits. But the thing is that by doing this, you're essentially avoiding all of those cases when token moves up a little bit more and then just dumps and you're back down to your initial position or to zero. Now, after your initial 50% sell, it completely depends on you, how you want to do it. You can do 25% again at 5x, 25% again at 10x, maybe 25% again at 50x. Who knows? It depends on you how you're trading. How I personally scale out is, once again, I wait for a 2x to sell 50% of my bags, just like I said before. But if it starts moving a lot higher, like I do take profits along the way as the coin is going up. I usually do the 25% at one point, 25% at another point. But when it reaches a certain market cap, right? Let's say 1 million from 100K when you're already at a 10x, I'm starting to think about the expected value a bit more. What you do in such cases is you look for other coins that are similar to this one and how high of a market cap they have currently. And you have to also think, is the coin that you currently are holding, is it something unique? Is it the first runner of the current narrative? Or is it a spin-off of the current narrative? I'm just going to give you a quick example so you understand what I'm talking about. Jenner token just happened. Just pumped $40 million market cap. Why it pumped so high is because it was the first runner of the influencer meta that just happened recently, right? It was the first runner. I didn't buy this token, right? It launched actually on Pump Fund. Can you imagine? Like, let's say you got in early at 100K right here after it went to raydium. You sniped it at raydium, for example, and you held it to 500K right here. I would have definitely taken profits at this point. For example, 50%. But you have to realize, you have to look at the situation. This one was a completely unique situation where if you actually manage to catch this, you have to understand that you are in for a huge run probably. So you do not need to short sell your bags as aggressively. Right after this coin launched, there was a Jenner token right here, which basically was a spin-off, right? It was a spin-off because there was a lot of people hating on Jenner for launching the token. You could have caught this. You could have made some money, right? But it definitely didn't pump to the same type of numbers because it was a spin-off launch. Just like the other influencer launches, Rich the Kid launch also didn't do 50 million market cap. It went to like $5 million market cap. This thing right here, it went to $1 million market cap only. So you gotta understand, usually the expected value for these type of spin-off tokens is going to be like probably 1/10, maybe 1/20th of the first runner, which for this example would be the Jenner token, which was $45 million market cap at the peak. To be honest, I would have probably set like a 3 million target on this. I wouldn't have set it this low. That's why it's important to take profits even before your target. If I didn't take any profits until my target of 3 million, I would have round tripped my bag and I would be actually at a loss right now. That's pretty much going to be the end of the video. If you made it this far, you rock, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.